red clover, and the whole flower includes these leaves that are at the base of it. These are the sepals, and each one of these little bits is its own floret, which will form a seed. The red clover tops have been used as an alterative or a blood cleanser. You can prepare it in a number of ways. Either drink a regular tea of it, and it'll draw fluids out of tissues into the lymph system picks them up. So it forces fluids out of a tissue. By doing that and maintaining the osmotic pressure in your body, you have to move the fluids out, right? So it won't be a diuretic if it gets reabsorbed, but by pulling fluids out of the tissues, and maintaining osmotic pressure, it brings particulate matter with it, poisons, toxins. And then that goes through the lymph system and leaves. If it's water soluble, it goes out with your urine. If it's fat soluble, it goes to your liver. And this plant will draw. If you drink pot after pot of it and you can't drain as fast as it pulls, your face will swell like a bullfrog because all the lymph in here will get clogged. Particularly people with sinus problems, you'll have things just drawn out, and then you'll just load up. You'll feel pains under your arms. At the same time, if you have those symptoms, that's an indication for using the plant. It means you're not draining your fluids fast enough, so you drink this in small amounts, build yourself up, and it'll draw the fluids out of your body, which are collecting in your lymph system. Secondly, you boil big pots of this, scoop the herb out, press it, take the same liquid and boil another pot. Do that a couple of times, and then boil it down until you have just a jar of paste. And this is a classic anti-cancer salve, but it's the paste. So we're talking about bushels of red clover blossoms boiled down just to make a jar. It's like perfume. You need fields to make a bottle. So if you've got fields of clover, you can make yourself one jar. And people put it on external tumors and shrink it. The Hoxsey formula and a number of the most famous cancer formulas that have been around for hundreds of years have in the top red clover blossoms as a main herb in that formula.
Just the flower, not the leaves?
Yeah, just the flower. The flower includes these 3 leaves here.
Okay.
Right? Not the leaves below.
So would you say it's good to combine it with a diuretic?
Oh, yes, if you want to remove water-soluble compounds. If a person's poisoned with petrochemicals, farm chemicals, a diuretic will do no good because those chemicals are processed in the liver. So you would combine this with a herb that brings liver activity, like a berberis or something like that. Does everybody understand what I just said?
You make it into a tea, right?
Yeah, a tea or a tincture. You can extract this with alcohol and preserve it on the shelf. If you want, and it stays well. I don't keep my dry herbs for more than a year, and most of them not even that long. I process my herbs into alcohol. Once you fix it in alcohol, it doesn't decompose. What if you have something in a bag? The air is continuously breaking it down. Enzymes are breaking it down, and in the time it takes even to dry it, it's breaking down. So some things, like certain hard roots, they can go for years, but delicate flowers have a shorter shelf life. When they, you don't pick them if they're brown, like those are not pickable. And after you pick them and they're in the shelf, in a dark jar, out of the sun, in a cool place, in a cupboard, when you go for it, you look inside and it's this brown powder, it's no good anymore either. You can learn also to feel, by touch, how much life force is in something. Anybody who's ever had a pet or a family member die, and you're there and you're touching them, before they're dead, they're alive and you can tell, and after they're dead, you touch them, they're not there. It's so easy to tell once you've felt life and death that you're impressed with that. You can feel something and you can say, there's not a lot of life in that. You can just feel it. It's practice.